So you want to be a rich girl in 2026, then these are the 7 habits that have nothing to do with money that you need to adopt today. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Becca, and if you're not, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. Some of the rich girl habits that I've adopted throughout my 20s actually have nothing to do with money at all. They have more to do with the small shifts in how you move, the decisions you make, how you keep your time, and how you choose to spend your energy. So today we're going to talk about the 7 habits that I think every girl or every woman in their 20s should adopt so that they can live a richer, happier, healthier life. One thing that I notice about people who feel stable in their lives is that they make decisions once and they don't renegotiate with themselves every single week or every single time that there needs to be a decision made. So once they have a decision made, they move on without reopening the conversation or revisiting the conversation every single time their mood changes. So for example, if gym is part of your everyday life, it's not a decision every single time or every single day to go to the gym. It just simply becomes a part of your life because it's something that you decided you were going to do. Whether you decided 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week, you make the decision and then you do it, and there's no in between. There's no renegotiating it, and there's no daily decision that needs to be made. The decision is made one time. Same thing with the type of boundaries that we set in our lives. Once we make a boundary about who we want to spend our time with, who we don't want to spend our time with, that decision is made, and it's not a negotiation every single time. A lot of mental exhaustion can come from constantly reconsidering the decisions that you've made or questioning the decisions that you've made, and it can just save so much mental energy because you're not constantly renegotiating with yourself or second guessing the decisions that you've made. The second habit that rich girls adopt is that they don't rush. They don't move through life with chaos or out of reaction. Rich girls make sure that they keep themselves prepared, give themselves enough time so that they don't need to be rushing anywhere. When you arrive somewhere early, you allow yourself to be put together, you allow yourself to move with confidence, which allows you to show up who you actually are, who you want to be, and represent yourself in the way that you want to represent yourself. So just giving yourself enough time to get to where you want to be, make sure that you look good, make sure that you feel good, is another great habit that rich girls have adopted. So for me personally, I always try and leave myself enough time whenever I'm going somewhere so that I can have the time to get to where I need to be, to calm down, to not be rushed, to not feel anxious, and to just really be able to move with that confidence that rich girls have. Rushing also doesn't have to do with just when you're going places, but also when you're speaking or when you're moving through a grocery store, slowing down a little bit so you can consider what you're saying and considering how you want to respond, or when you're in the grocery store, just walking down the aisles a little bit more slowly versus just having everything be chaotic and rushed and reactive. This just gives a sense of control, a sense of peace, and just a sense of comfortability moving throughout life on a daily basis. The next habit that rich girls do is create automation systems. So when it comes to having a weekly routine, what day are you picking up your groceries? What day are you doing upper body and lower body days? What time is your sleep schedule? When do you do your nighttime routine? When would you like to get to bed? What do you do at nighttime? You automate stability so that it becomes a natural reaction rather than another decision that you have to think about, which reduces decision fatigue and allows for life to be a lot slower, a lot more comfortable, a lot more ease, and just less thought has to go into doing the small things. Creating different systems of automation in life are going to help with that rich girl energy, that rich girl habit that I think every woman in their 20s should definitely adopt, because truly the secret to life is not doing anything drastic, but honestly just doing things consistently and over time. And I think that when you make these automatic shifts in life, they become habit, they become consistent, they don't become things that are dramatic. You don't constantly have to think about the next best thing. You can just do what you're already comfortable with and consistent with. The next habit that rich girls have is protecting access to themselves. Not every text needs to get a response. Not every phone call needs to be answered. Not every text needs to be responded with within an hour. Like, you can take your time to decide who has access to you, what has access to you, when they have access to you, or how they have access to you. Not everything has to be urgent. Not everything needs your attention. Not everything needs for you to drop what you're doing to handle that. I think other people's emergencies do not create urgency for you. You can decide what has your energy, what has your attention, and who has access to you. What boundaries are you putting in place? What are the type of friendships you want to have? What are the type of relationships you want to attract? What type of career opportunities do you want to have? I think when you're always available or you're always responding right away, then people almost expect you to be there for them. They expect you to respond. And when you create some sort of boundaries for yourself or some sort of limitations on the access that people have around you, it allows you to have more attention onto yourself, and it just allows you to understand that your attention is valuable and not every single thing needs it. It's up to you to decide who gets it and who doesn't. Of course, you have your close family, your close friends, and the things that you need to pay attention to, but everything outside of that is pulling your attention away isn't always absolutely necessary. The next habit that rich girls have is they invest in the long game. So think things like reading or working out consistently or delayed gratification, things that are going to benefit you not only now but also in the long run. Get in the habit of thinking about what future me would appreciate that I'm doing right now. So really thinking about the long game and investing in the long game to set your future self up to success. So this can look like reading instead of scrolling. This can look like working out consistently rather than sporadically. This can look like practicing delayed gratification and not getting things exactly in the moment, but really nurturing and stewarding something so that you can get it later. When you practice the art of delayed gratification, you begin to notice that you build a life that has positive momentum. You're allowing your future self to have that success by starting now and compounding those habits so that it can get to that successful point in the future. The next habit that rich girls do is scheduling their lives so that future you cannot negotiate with yourself. This can look like picking your outfit the night before, picking your workouts the night before, automating your savings by percentage or by number so that you can't even negotiate it in the future, setting up predictable bedtime, just allowing yourself to be prepared 2 steps before so that you're not negotiating with yourself on a daily basis. You're just moving through life kind of similarly with the systems that you have set up for yourself and just making life a lot easier for future you. And then the last habit is rich girls do things that their future self will thank them for. Is it getting gas on your way home so that you don't have to stop early in the morning? Is it again picking out your clothes so that the next day you can get dressed confidently and not have to struggle with the what am I gonna wear phase or not liking what you have in your closet? Is it charging your devices or charging your camera if you want to film content the next day? Is it mapping out your videos so when you do feel creative, you can just sit down and film the content and not feel like you're overwhelmed or having to reinvent the wheel? These small habits don't take any time at all, but they're just like the right small things to make your life so much easier for the next day. You're taking care of yourself in advance of the next day. And it's just a habit that can compound over time to make your life easier and more successful and richer and fuller. We are getting in our rich girl habits this year in 2026, and it doesn't always have to be about money. There are things that we can do on a daily basis to give ourselves a richer and fuller and healthier life. Let me know in the comments which of these you are adopting, which ones you have practiced throughout your 20s, and I will see you guys in my next video.